Den with D2 Destinations, and today we're running north on the Veterans Expressway out of Tampa. Gonna head up towards the windy roads of Brooksville and take a ride around there today. Talk about a few different things regarding the Goldwing and any motorcycle, really, why we ride. There's a lot of reasons why to ride. Number one, you got a mini bike as a child. Personally, I got my first mini bike at 8 years old, and I have consistently owned a motorcycle or mini bike ever since. So it's been a long journey. The current ride is on the Goldwing 1800. Love this bike, and one of the nice things about riding a motorcycle is it gets you away from your normal everyday routine. If you can have some worries at work or at home, or worries in general about other things that are going on in your life, you get out on the motorcycle and it's pretty much carefree. Blasting down the highway with the wind and the sounds and the smells. It's just wind therapy, really, what a lot of guys call it. And speaking of wind therapy, one thing you never see is a motorcycle outside a psychiatrist's office unless it's the doctor themselves. So it's a great way to de-stress and relax and have a great time while you're out on the open road, or carving up the twisties, which we can do up by Brooksville. But right now we're just on one of the best roads to get out of Tampa without too much major congestion. And there's somebody who was talking about a trip down to Florida, and they were going to go from Daytona to Tampa, and they had I-4 highlighted. A tip from a Floridian: if you're riding a motorcycle, the last road you want to be on is I-4. I-4 is one of our very worst highways. It's very congested. There's a lot of tourists that don't know where they're going or what they're doing. So I would avoid I-4 at all costs. And there's a lot of really nice roads that you can take, back roads all the way from Tampa to Daytona. There's no reason to mess around with I-4. It's just a very dangerous place to be. So that's one tip for today. More to come. We found some hills and some curves outside of Brooksville. Great reason to ride. Finding country roads with some curves and less traffic anyways. What a beautiful day. It's about 69 degrees here in Florida today. Beautiful sunny day out here in the countryside. Another reason why we ride. It's relaxing. It enables you to just concentrate on the ride and get away from the office. Looking for this next left called Cedar Lane. That's going to take us over to a really great little family barbecue place out here in the middle of nowhere. But it's actually on Cortez Boulevard if you come the main highway. But we're coming in the back way, so a little less traffic, a little less crowded this way, and a great little road. And this is why I like these back roads. Some of them have a full canopy of the Granddaddy Oaks over the roads. We'll try and find one of those a little bit later after lunch. But first we're gonna have some of that pulled pork sandwich at the barbecue shop. That's coming up here on the left in just a little bit. And here we go. The driveway is right up here on the left-hand side. And there you see it, barbecue. All right, we made it up here to the barbecue place. Had a great lunch. Love this place. Anytime you're up near Brooksville, you want to stop into the family barbecue. I'll put a picture up of their sign here in just a second, but if you want to come along to have some great barbecue, they have open air dining over there. They have some seats inside if that's where you want to be. But this is up off of State Road 52 and Cortez. There you go. This is the place. Didn't see that, but we'll get that on here for you. Seems like we're now out in the middle of the forest with all these trees. This tiny little road, little back road, just outside of Brooksville, Florida. It's got some nice hills to it, and a canopy of granddaddy oaks covering the entire street. I told you it was a beautiful day for riding. A little windy though. Look at that flag. It's sticking straight out. Now we're heading back south on the Suncoast Parkway, which turns into the Veterans. One other thing that is really great about riding is your mind can just move from subject to subject to subject, and you have a whole hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours of just thinking about what needs to be done, what could be done, better ways to do things. Kind of clears your mind and gives you perspective, so you can go into each new day after the ride as clear slate on the mind. And it's very therapeutic, and I think that's why a lot of guys ride. Some ride just for the adventure, the sightseeing. Some ride across country just to see the entire country on two wheels. I've seen a lot of it on two wheels. Love riding out in Colorado too. If you ever get a chance to go up the $1 Million Highway, that's a great place to be. Now look at that guy, he's flying. And that guy almost came in our lane. Alright, that's fun. But there's a lot of things in Colorado to see when you're on a motorcycle. I made the trip with my brother a couple years ago. We went down out of Denver to Colorado Springs and over to Durango and up the $1 Million Highway and then back Route 70 into Denver. That was fantastic. It's a lot different than riding here in Florida. We have our little hilly curvy roads around Brooksville, but you know, a lot of it's kind of like this too. Straight highway. A beautiful day today to be out. Another reason to ride is to go on the poker runs and go to some of the big bike events and the Toys for Tots run during Christmas. That's always fun to do. It's for a very good cause. There's a lot of charity runs across the country, so it's a good way to get involved and meet other guys and gals that have a desire to ride two wheels and be out in the wind for a while. About the Goldwing is the adjustable windshield. This is a standard height windshield. It's an F4, really high quality. The shield I put on just a couple years ago, really clear, but it's a standard height. But if you put it up in the full upright position, it blocks all of the wind when you're out here on the highway like this, and there's, you know, hardly any buffeting at all. I keep the vent open to keep it cool, but if it gets too cold, you just shut the vent and you're in this really nice pocket of air that you don't have to worry about your head being shaken apart at highway speeds. Around town, of course, I just put it down so I can look over it. You don't need quite as much wind protection just in around town, but out here on the open highway, it's great to have that feature. Of course, the camera's on top of my helmet, so it looks like we're looking over it, but I'm actually looking right through it because the camera's about maybe 4 or 5 inches higher than my eyesight. But what a great feature. On the new Goldwings, they have the electric adjustment so you can adjust it on the fly, but it's not quite as big as the one that's on the GL 1800s. They are making aftermarket parts for the 2018 and up Goldwings that have larger windshields, so you can always do that if you want to. But just another great feature of cruising down the highway on a Goldwing. Gotta love it. Around town, not so windy anymore, which is great. The winds were kicking up a little bit on the highway today, but the windshield held all that off. Another great ride, and thanks for coming along, guys. It's always good riding with you, talking with you. If you got any questions on the Goldwing in particular, let me know. Check out the other videos if you have one. You want to know how to change the oil, change the battery, put a belly pan on, or fix the front suspension so it doesn't wobble. A lot of videos out on all those other things. So we're going to keep the videos coming for you. Keep the information flowing, and ride safe, ride often. Until next time, we'll see you. Take care. Please remember to like and subscribe.